Hello, I feel like shit. How are you?
Hey, I feel better than shit. I'm a little sleepy and the dog keeps throwing his toys at me. But aside from that, it's pretty good. Hey, Wooly, let me ask you a question. If you die tragically, can I take a $50 3D model of your head and scam people for millions of dollars with it?
Only if you steal that $50 model from the original person who made it. If the person who gives you the $50 model stole it from the original person who made it, then maybe we
Okay.
can talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're not going to have a very productive discussion because you're dead in this hypothetical.
This is true. But if the first comment under the 3D model of my head is the original artist saying that this asset was stolen and the person who order commissioned it never paid for it, then you can go a little bit further down the rabbit
I
hole.
didn't know about that part.
Yep. Well, hey, there you go.
That's extra. Ooh.
That's what I call a society.
Can I? Well, you're playing. It Takes Two.
We're done now,
Uh,
actually, but yeah.
how was it? Good, I assume.
Yeah, it was good.
So that means Yosef is 3 for 3.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And fuck the Oscars for real.
Well, there's that.
They're trash. Let's get rid of that, please.
The though it is the fact that Respawn got recognized for one of their documentaries was pretty cool.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, indeed. That's a game. That's a game that's a little bit weird too because they have reference to that moment. They like lean in, like Yosef leans in hard on everything that like people who played his previous games would enjoy in terms of fan service. There's references to Brothers and to A Way Out, and it's good. It's good shit. But yeah. That's some wild internet last night. Anyway,
Did you know a Pinocchio movie came out?
like, came out, released.
Yeah, it was nominated for 2 Oscars last night.
No way. I
Like if they're
I
like,
did not.
yeah,
I
it's
was
a
too.
fucking sham.
I wasn't paying attention to that shit because I was too busy watching the real cinematic masterpieces,
What's
Mortal
that?
Kombat.
I didn't see that. I should have watched that.
Ah, that's a shame.
Don't worry though, I don't care about spoilers for the fucking Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay. Well, I can talk around it anyways, just in case the viewers care. So I won't be, going all in on specifics. Not again,
How's
not
Mortal Kombat as isekai?
not that it should matter for the stakes. So I went in, and lowered my expectations to the floor, and then stomped a bit to get it, under the baseboards.
See, before you continue, you did that. Is that because you saw or did not see the Scorpion clip they put out?
I didn't see the Scorpion clip. I
So
just saw
that
Mhm.
that thing, and it looked really good. Actually, he murders those people. He stab.
So I didn't see that. All I watched was the initial trailer, and found out like, oh, they're doing another one. Okay, sure. And then, they're gonna reference some of the techno and stuff from the originals, and they're probably gonna dodge Armageddon with a long ass fucking
Yeah. Oh,
sidestep, and then that'll
Yeah.
be that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I went in going like, all right, turn your fucking brain off, idiot. Like, don't even think about potentially having a brain for a half second. And I did.
Don't do
And
it.
here's what I can say. There's some cool ideas, but there's a lot of problems. And for me, the biggest one is the fact that if you turn your brain off, the reason why you're showing up is for the choreography and the choreography sucks dick.
Oh no!
It's terrible.
No!
You would hope that at bare minimum, the punchy kickies and occasional super moves would be cool. And sometimes they do some stuff that's like fun, but on the overall, the choreography is not great. And that's what bothered me the most, I would say. And like, here's the thing: there are like some cool moments for sure, all of which you can find in the trailer.
Oh.
And like, you gotta be real. Like when the cool part from the trailer wasn't happening, there was a lot of like slow, not quite crisp spin moves and useless cannon drills and just not quite snappy combat, you know? And I was like, oh man, I feel as if every short film by a stunt team to make a fighting game like thing for Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat has done a better job, you know? It kind of sucks that like, yeah, like I guess, I don't know whether it was a matter of the fight director or the talent themselves, but there was a lot of really like underwhelming hand-to-hand combat, you know? And so that kind of bums.
I just want to see a bunch of kung fu wizards fight for like 1 hour and have a paper thin plot with some
no good reasons. Exactly, right? And then have all the things that make that cousin you have that never ever ever looked back at any of these things that went, oh my god, I remember Mortal Kombat, have the moments to make them go, whoa, he said get over here, you know? Like, have all of that. Like, yes, totally do the thing, and then 20 years from now, when like that never happened, just grab the even older cousin who never looked at this either and then sees the other version and goes, wow, you know? But yeah, like that's, and the thing is that there's some like things below the choreography where it's like, okay, here's an example. Like, there's a lot of like nothing going on for most of the cast, but but then there's characters like Kano who pretty much are the entire movie, because Kano makes up
love on Kano all weekend.
Kano's charisma makes up for the lack of charisma from everyone else around him, essentially. And it ends up being, he ends up saying the most interesting things in the scenes he's in. He ends up doing the most interesting things, like, because he has an antagonistic personality that shines to, you know, his moments on the on the stage, but everyone else around him is just reacting to Kano, you know? So there's that. But then there's some like in the bad fights though, but there's some cool moves that they do sometimes, you know? There's a couple of cool kicks and a couple of funny like little reference to the game there, like you know, there's a little gag with like it's a small moment, but it's essentially like the equivalent of someone just like spamming a button.
Scrub quotes, split it up, the sweep scene.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's just a little moment that's like, look at that. That's a funny little thing they did. You know. And then yeah, you have that intro, there is that intro where they show you the past with you know, Hanzo and Bihan and everything. The rest of the movie is not like that. It definitely feels like that intro scene plays out a bit differently. But even in that intro scene, like it's like it was pretty cool. Although like I assume how far does that intro scene go? The one they put out.
It ends when Hanzo goes up to Bihan and they do their little pose and then they go check out the rest of the movie. Okay,
right. Yeah, so you know, and there's definitely more than a couple moments of just like, how do I guess I'll just say that like, Sub-Zero he's made to be a very intimidating and strong character, and he is, And he moves throughout the movie as on a power level way above everyone and everything else, you know, but he also suffers from Akuma syndrome, in that like there's a lot of moments where it's like, hey, like you could have really just went for the kill there, but you didn't do it, you know, or like you could have made that much more decisive, but you didn't, you know. There's a couple of like moments where you're like, oh, fatality, and it's like not quite, didn't go for the fatality there, you know. I'm like, okay.
I feel like, let me ask you a
Plot
question.
reasons, I suppose.
Let me ask you a question, and it's a spoiler, I guess, but I mean, it's the Mortal Kombat movie, and it's the question I'm asking is going to be dead on for the rest of the series. Ed Boon has made it his life's mission to make sure that Sub-Zero is literally banned from getting wins over Scorpion.
Yeah,
I have read a bunch of comics, and I have played through every Mortal Kombat, and Sub-Zero is just literally not allowed to get a single one, not even a round on Scorpion. Does that shit continue in this movie?
I mean, not quite. But
progress.
But at the same time, if you think this is a Ken and Ryu situation, like you're sorely mistaken. Sub-Zero is definitely, like, not just in this, but in the Mortal Kombat universe, he's nowhere near as much of a favorite as Scorpion is. You know? Like,
I remember
he's just the other ninja that was around from way back in the day, and he gets a lot of cool shit, but Scorpion is the fucking logo of the company.
Yeah, I remember back in fucking MK2 days, like EGM writing out that like arcade operators were talking about that like 50% of all players were picking Sub-Zero. Like, I was always under the impression that Ed Boon loves Scorpion the most, but, like, Sub-Zero was always the more popular one.
I feel maybe it was that way at a point, but I feel as if Ed Boon's push has worked, and over time, everyone that I know, I know a lot of people, actually. Like, I know about, like, 3 people that are massive Mortal Kombat fans, while still being like casual in terms of gameplay, you know, like not super, like they really like the world and the fatalities, and they don't really play the you know, the game that much per se, and for them they're all huge Scorpion fans, you know. So I feel as if between that and like the way people talk about it on social media and stuff, I feel as if Scorpion has taken the popularity lead. I don't know. I'd like to see a poll to get a definitive.
Yeah, I'm making one right now. It's not scientific.
No, but that's also your followers, and I mean I want to know
why it's not scientific.
Yeah, if with the usage stats would be helpful for like any of the recent games, certainly.
I just want to see if it's like 90-10, right?
Yeah.
Like, if it's anything approaching like 60-40, you go, yeah, okay, whatever.
But let's say you're choosing between Ken and Ryu, though, right? Like, you're still gonna have
Ken's more popular.
But no matter what, like the public choices are, like the story's still gonna have, like, you know, they're meant to be rivals. They're gonna have their tough fights, and then Ryu kind of is walking down his warrior's path, and he's gonna edge it out for the plot. And yeah, like the fact that there's more than one Sub-Zero, and you know, the fact that like a Scorpion is like the focal point of the past and the future. I think it's like it's always going to have him with the plot armor and the plot, you know, wins going when it comes down to it.
I have an interesting addendum to this. I was looking up for polls, and I found a Nintendo poll prior to the release of MK11 that had like 50,000 votes in it ish, right? With it being 51.6% to 48.4% in favor of Scorpion. which is hilariously enough the same ratio that my own Twitter poll has right now, which is 52 to 48.
Interesting. So, yeah, someone just mentioned Jin has never beaten Ragna. I've told you earlier about how
Ever.
Kai
Yeah.
demolishes Soul, and it's like when it comes to these like marquee matchups, when the poster boys are doing it, like how many times does the main character eat shit compared to the rival?
I mean, the number one that I can think of is Ken. Ken is like so much more popular than Ryu.
Well, I was gonna go with Gary because Gary crushes Ash every single time.
Gary crushes Ash's mom every day.
So, like, that's not like you can't even call it unless
That's why Ash has no father, because he lives next door.
Unless later seasons like even out the score. I feel as if that is the most one-sided trouncing over the course of years. Vegeta doesn't really get that edge out, right? Like,
I love Jesus so much.
he always wants to, but he can never quite get that fair win. So yeah, I don't know.
One.
I can't speak for Super.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, in any case, Mortal Kombat.
The whole conversation's a bummer. I was excited to watch it.
There's still some stuff. Here's the thing. It's still worth watching as a fan of the franchise to see the fun things they do. Right? This is I'm going to say that. As a collection of little, fan service moments, and there are going to be fatalities in there. There is going to be some, like oh shit moments and whatnot. But like for the most part, even with your brain off, like you're still gonna just be like, oh man.
How's Reptile?
Yeah, Reptile's there. Actually something unlocked in my brain when they first say his name. They call him like they call him out as like the reptilian, and then his name. And I'm remembering that my cousin, who I think first told me about the secret ninja in the game as the third one, called him the reptilian. And then I just remembered that early rumors in at least my area were about a character called the reptilian, not the reptile. I don't know if that happened anywhere else, but like specifically that's what I was introduced to the character as before later on seeing the correct thing.
That's weird, man.
I don't know. Did anyone like did he God, it's been so long, but did he not have his name displayed
In
initially?
the original?
Yeah.
It was Reptile.
So yeah, I don't know what it was then. It was like kind of like that Peekaboo energy, exactly, where the name was just wrong from the get-go, and it could just be the fact that like maybe my cousin was peeking over some shoulders at the arcade and saw the thing and then came home and said it wrong,
Well,
but,
there's always the possibility that your cousin is a liar, and this isn't a personal slight against your cousin. It's more along the lines of people that told me a thing. Cousins are the biggest liars, ranked only below uncles.
Mayhaps in this case I'm going to chalk it up to misremembering, because he's also the guy that says Madouken and all you can
Fuck your cousin.
But
Your
we were
cousin's
dumb.
an asshole.
We were kids. What the fuck how are you supposed to know what it was? Like that was just what it was. Like you say the sound you hear. And like we had all that like kind of initial miss shit until I when I became a huge
They're
dork.
written on the side of the cab.
I don't think move translation names were I don't think they were on the initial cab as that. I think there was like Fireball and like Dragon Punch and things like that until eventually they came along later. I don't think that was the case. Either way,
I will find this.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Like, if they were, I promise you, he wasn't reading that. He was just saying the thing that he heard them say. You know, and then like you hear like and then you later on you find out it's Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku, but you got to become a huge fucking dork to find that out.
Totally written on the side of the cab.
Yeah, he would. That's I'm saying that he's saying what the noises are coming out of the machine as. You know, look, I don't know. Like, he's not gonna just. Anyway, you're describing a different person. That's not what I'm describing here. You're trying to set something up that's
I'll
not.
Fight your cousin.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will go back in time and fight the version of your cousin that told you that shit.
And then my other cousin came home, and he was the one that told us about the new challengers. You know, and he was like, they put a Jamaican in Street Fighter, and I was like, what?
And he was a liar too. But he didn't know it because man, DJ is fucking weird.
Yeah, he's still Jamaican, and they go to like Cuba, Jamaica in pixel form, but you know. Anyway,
you can fight my cousins. It's fine.
Anyway, just there's a difference between being a malicious liar and just being a dumb kid, is all. But when it comes to what was I saying?
When it comes to fighting,
when it comes to the dumb Mortal Kombat movie stuff, new character is there, and like I don't hate his existence. Cole could be inserted into the game canon if they wanted to, but he doesn't do enough or say enough interesting things to be more than just a really bland poster boy. You know,
he just straight up replace Johnny Cage?
I don't.
Let me ask you this: is Johnny Cage in the movie?
No.
All right, I have a good idea. We take Cole and Johnny Cage, and we combine them into a new character called Johnny Cage.
Yeah, go watch the movie. But like the he's not a Johnny Cage replacement. He's just a tofu milquetoast, just nothing to, you know, put on him except for his like chosen oneness. And like like again, it's the type of character that could be inserted into the games, but Takeda does a better job at being that character.
I saw like a quote from somebody who was like, well, we put Cole in the movie because, you know, that gives the audience like an in to the Mortal Kombat universe. I'm like, the Mortal Kombat universe is so stupid. Nobody needs an in on it. It's Earthrealm to Kung Fu, the magic done, ninjas. That guy's got ice.
And again, like the people who are gonna like go sit there and be like, "Wow, I don't know who all these people are that they added over the years." It's like, yeah, they didn't go that hard in the paint with the references and the deep pull characters. They really kind of just, you know, they kept it to mostly recognizables from 1 and 2.
Like, the Mortal Kombat cast are a bunch of fucking video game ass fighting game characters. They have no depth, and that's great. They shouldn't. Like, Scorpion's a skeleton who's kind of half on fire with a spear, and he's mad at the Iceman.
Yeah. They did definitely bring in some characters that were from later on, and when you see them and you go, why would you pull from 4 or Armageddon, for example?
I saw that Natara is in the movie.
And it's like, yeah, so the answer to the question is evident when it's like, we have a list of fucking characters walking up here. Here's Cabal. Here's Melina. Here's fucking, you know, just a Shang Tsung and a whole lot of recognizables. And then it's Nitara. And it's like, right, okay, so you exist for a fatality. This is why you are here. You have been summoned to be meat. You know?
And they got a lot of losers to meet up.
Yeah. That's the thing, is everyone who they need to just have be a disposable fatality meet can just be a reference from one of the future things, you know?
Hey, Wolf, I got a question for you as a fighting game aficionado and expert. Particularly, I would call you a roster expert, right? Does Mortal Kombat have like the biggest like gulf and bad ratio between winners and losers?
Yes.
Like MK has
unquestionably
some fucking winners. Like Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Shao Kahn and Raiden are like, and Noob Saibot, they're fucking great. But they have like dozens and dozens of the worst characters.
Here's
ever
how
made.
extreme it is, right? The fact that we all collectively went, ooh, Kenshi, that's a cool one. And they went, really? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, okay, we'll keep him. And threw everyone else out. Everything else could go. But they're like, oh, yeah, Kenchi's cool. Keep Kenchi. And we all like, yeah, okay, put him in the lore. Work him in there. All right. And they just tossed the fucking rest collectively.
I'm trying to grab a fucking list. Okay, of the cast, because I think Deadly Alliance is like the worst one in terms of like new roster. Because we had Bo Raicho sucks, Draman sucks, Frost sucks, Su Hao super sucks, Kenshi rules, Li Mei sucks and got turned into a different character later. Lovato is the shittier Cabal. Mocap sucks. Moloch sucks. Natara sucks. And Onaga is just a shittier reptile.
But Armageddon brings out not just losers, but I don't even remember what you look like. Deadly Alliance, you go, oh my god, Su Hao, Borai Cho, what the fuck are these characters? What are they like, right? But and they're losers. But in Armageddon, you get the forgettables. Right? Like that one who's like just a generic MK girl, and I don't even remember her name.
You're thinking of Li Mei. That's from Deadly Alliance.
Is it? Is that the one?
Yeah, you're thinking of Li Mei. I'll grab a photo. Because she started off as a character, and then she got like mind controlled by a different character. Here. Just look at this Google search.
Because that's the thing is like,
she's just like Melina with nothing going on.
Yeah, okay, yeah, she's got the nothing. But then there was Tanya, who was also like 4. You know, like it got like 4 onward. You started getting the losers in. Reiko existing, like that's the thing. Is like Reiko is like, who the fuck is this loser? But Reiko is
Shao Kahn.
Reiko is intended to be a loser that thinks he's kind of like Shao Kahn, but he's not type of guy, right? So like in that role, as the like fake shitty Shao Kahn, he can be that. There's room for that. But like MK Armageddon, I mean,
I don't know how to even describe this in terms of like creating characters, but like, do you remember people being like, when like Ermac and Rain showed up, people being like, just another different colored ninja. It's like the same guy, right? Like they're clones and they're the same sprite. And like, but like as we've gone on over time, the ninja and ninja girl palette swaps alone make up a whole fighting game cast by themselves, and ended up in the long term being like the most successful batch of the whole roster. Like if they had just made just ninjas and ninja women, the roster would have had a way better success rate.
They saved Scarlet, you know, going forward. Like there are the picks among that list, but
New Ermac's great.
But they also, but they could have had their own fighting EX layer of losers, of people that were just alongside the recognizable cast, pushed off in their own direction. 1,000,000%. It's kind of wild how many stabs they took at it, and then like just didn't nail it. But coming back around though, like I said, you had the new generation, and like we all kind of went like, yeah, look, that's a couple of badasses. Like whatchamacallit,
Takeda always stood
the Kombat kids, right, are cool. Ferrator and Devada and not Devada. What am I saying?
Ferrator was so good she got to never come
Aaron
back
Black.
again.
Yeah, Kodal, etc. Like the MKX new cast were like, oh shit, these are pretty solid new additions. Devora, excuse me.
Fuck. I'm looking at this fucking roster for Armageddon, and there are characters I don't know on this list.
That's my point.
I don't know legit who Serena is.
Like that's what I'm trying to say is that like Su Hao is a loser, but
Who is that?
Isn't she the princess of
Quan Chi servant, playable, made her debut in Mortal Kombat mythology.
Yeah, whatever, like literally whatever. Who cares? Like, but this is my point. Like Armageddon, it's not even about losers. They bring in completely forgettable nobodies. You know? So anyway, Takeda is basically a better functioning version of Cole. And beyond that, like there's some expected extreme jobbing that takes place. Yeah. But whatever, go see it for the gags and the fan service, and just go like, oh yeah, there's the thing, and then that's it.
How's the brutal murder?
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Okay, good, because man, I want some fucking R-rated shit.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, they're good ones, but a lot of the time they're good ones because they're references to existing fatalities.
Yeah, they've kind of gotten themselves in a place where it's like there have been so many goddamn fatalities.
Yeah, the best ones, the best wipeouts are indeed the ones that are referencing existing fatalities you've already seen as indirectly, not quite. But anyway, don't worry about the specifics. The reason why I'm saying go see it because I know that you are a fan of Mortal Kombat and you'll have things to enjoy there. And if you are, that's it. If you're not, / if you actively are like, I know what MK is, but I don't care, then fucking don't bother. Don't bother. Really, don't waste your time. But if you do know and care about Mortal Kombat, like you'll see some things in there that you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, And that's kind of where it lands. And it's better than Armageddon. I'll give it.
Wait, hold on. When you say Armageddon, do you mean Mortal Kombat Armageddon, the crossover game, or do you mean Mortal
Jesus
Kombat
Christ?
Annihilation?
Yeah. Excuse me, Annihilation, rather.
Because I've been talking. When you said Armageddon, I've been talking about like the game the whole time.
The game, no. The last 10 minutes of talk about characters was all game. But when I said it just now and at the beginning in reference to movies, I meant Annihilation. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Annihilation has its own. It has its charms.
I fucking just can't. Like to me, original MK has its charms, right. Original MK has its dumb, fun charms. Annihilation, I can't.
Is like punching the CG monster.
No.
And just decides to pull the robot parts of his arms off, and his regular arms are just touching me. It's so bad.
The money they wasted getting like Shiva in costume and made up and like fully, ready to shoot, to have her fucking pose and run into a cage. Why even bother? Like, are you just going for the fan? Oh, yeah, yes, actually, we were. We had no other reason but to have people go, wow, it's the thing. I clapped when I saw it, and then I got sad when she got crushed by the cage.
Oh,
Anyway, don't.
Doesn't like Rain just like get kicked into a pit in like a
I don't-
second?
So yeah,
Alright.
you know, it doesn't surpass the majesty of perfect campiness and fun that is MK original.
That original's still great, and I don't care what Jay Bauman says. I'm not pretending to like it, Jay. That movie's great.
And I would also even go as far as to say that the MK TV show comes underneath that as being better than what we have here, you know. And then you have a number of.
Or do you mean like the?
Oh no, there was
one?
that. What was it? Was it called was it not Legacy? What was it called? God, it was so long ago.
Oh, the internet one.
No, the one with Relic Hunter in it.
Tia Carrera?
I think Tia Carrera was in it. Conquest? I might be thinking of Conquest.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
Yeah, I want to say Conquest. Yeah, there's some like there's some absolute fucking just gems of low budget storytelling in that, because the whole story, like, they had like 3 sets to use for every episode. There was like the outworld with the like the flashing purple lights and smoke, and then there was a dusty field, and then there was like, I think a temple, or the interior of a temple, and they only had those 3 locations, and that was fucking it.
Never seen this. Oh man, I should watch this crap.
Yeah, it was on Space Channel.
Oh, Quan Chi's in it.
Yeah. So MK Conquest can get it. But yeah, no, this movie comes in above that stuff now.
By the way,
above
Willie,
Annihilation.
I don't know if you follow this Twitter account before we get off this topic, but I gotta let you know that you should follow @DailyMK4, because it's the daily pictures of Quan Chi from the MK4 arcade cabinet.
Nice, yeah, okay.
It is every single
That's
day
good.
this dude finds a new shot of that horrible photo of Quan Chi, like in various situations and locations, and in the backgrounds of shots. I love that Twitter.
I didn't know, but I found out like right after too. Apparently that last year there was an animated movie that came out. I think it was like Scorpion's Revenge, I think it was called. And there was a trailer for that, and I was like, oh, that looks like a pretty interesting. Like, that seems like pretty cool, you know. I don't know if it was any good or not, but it seemed all right. It seemed like it was doing.
I seem like I'm falling apart over this. It's just like, you're naming it, like, it's called Scorpion's Revenge, and it's like the guy's been getting successful revenge against the same dude for 30 years. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like I said earlier, like, that doesn't need to have any depth. Like, it's just literally the same story like 100 times.
I mean, again, it's if you've, you know, if you're thinking about Mortal Kombat from like the absolute outside audience point of view, it's like that's the only thing that you kind of are thinking about, that, you know, is gonna be like, yeah, like, he's got to fight Sub-Zero, of course, that's what these guys do. I don't know if he ever actually gets it. I don't stick around long enough to find out, but fuck it, you know. But that's also why I legitimately, like, I super dug that fucking T scene from X. You know, like, that was a really cool take on things. Anyway,
My favorite moment in that whole saga was like, don't kill Sub-Zero in MK9. Like, just don't, Scorpion, don't kill Sub-Zero. You can kill him later, just don't kill him in this fight. And then he loses his shit and kills him, and he comes back and pulls his head up, and he's like, he looks down at the floor, and he's like embarrassed. And he's like a fucking, he's like a scolded dog. And he's like, I couldn't help it. I gotta kill him.
in extreme gore fashion too, mind you.
Yeah.